got an insane melee combination to show you for people who don't want to use melee. So if you just use guns and you don't really use melee, now there's something from the melee that's actually insanely good for your guns. So this perfect combination of a melee weapon with a melee mod basically makes it so you have infinite ammo. There's a crazy combination that I really, really like in this game. So in order to do this, we're going to need two things. First thing we're going to need is we're going to need the Huntress Spear. Now, the way that I got this, and since maps are randomly generated, I'm not 100% sure it'll always be the same, but I got this by going to the Losmn region. I re-rolled it on Nightmare, and I don't know if it needs to be Nightmare or not. All I know is I beat it on Veteran, and this boss did not exist, but that could have just been a random roll. But the main point is, you go to Losmn, and you do the one where you start on Morrow Parish, and then you keep going and get to the Forsaken Quarter, which is where I found the boss. Although, I don't know, maybe the boss is just a random find in any of these places. But either way, in the random roll of the Forsaken Quarter, I was able to go to there's a checkpoint in the Forsaken Quarter with a boss right next to it, like a serious boss named the Huntress. It had its own soundtrack and everything. If you can find that boss in the Losmn region to kill it, it'll give you an item that you can take over to the weapon mod person, and then it will give you this spear. And this spear is actually crazy because it has javelin. So it lets you, by heavy attacking while standing still, you can throw the spear for 25 stamina, which is totally busted. And the reason this is totally busted is because there's a mod, a melee mod you can get, which we'll talk about in a sec, called Transference. And what Transference does is makes it so when you hit with a melee weapon, you generate 5% of your max ammo capacity to the reserves for both firearms. It has a cooldown, and when you max it up to level 10, that cooldown is only 5 seconds. So basically the way it works is you'll just fight normally, and then every so often, you'll just throw the spear, and then you'll just keep getting ammo. And it basically makes sure that you never have to run out of ammo. This can be really, really good for some builds that need even more ammo than what you would find normally. But the main point is that even if you find a boss that's not dropping ammo, no matter what situation you're in, if you've ever found yourself in a situation where you run out of ammo and now you have to melee, never again. As long as you throw the spear periodically, especially with the plus 10 transference, then you never have to worry about ammo ever again. It's totally amazing. And you can power it up so the spear actually does a decent amount of damage when it hits if you level up the spear. Now, in order to get the transference, that was a different situation. So, in order to get transference, I'm going to switch over to this so I can show you the map. In order to get transference, I found it in Erud, and I found it at the Void Vessel facility specifically. But I don't know if that's always the case because all the maps, all the little sub-maps are randomly generated in this game. So it could have just been that I got lucky, and when I happened to go to this one, it had the side room that I needed. The main takeaway is in Erud, there's a side room where there will be these little pods that you can open up. And one of the pods, after you open up and kill the zombie thing that's inside of it, it will let you, like, sleep in the pod, which is hilarious because there's, like, this cutscene, like a horror movie cutscene where just a basic zombie guy who's red, you know, like the red boss kind, just, like, you know, comes up to your thing, and then next thing you know, you're in another room and you fight him. And that was the boss that gave me the Transference melee mod. And once you have that and you have this javelin, then life is amazing. You can just throw the javelin whenever. I honestly try to just throw. I try to like train myself to just whenever I have a moment where I'm not getting attacked, just throw the javelin real fast, just to keep working on my ammo. So that way I never ever have to you know, worry about not enough ammo drops or wasting ammo or missing shots or anything. Nothing like that matters really anymore as long as I throw the javelin often enough. But that's all for this video. Hope that helped you out, guys. Now you know how to get those two things, and you'll be able to have infinite ammo with your melee weapon in Remnant 2.